Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday morning here, Thursday evening over there, right?
Yeah, Thursday evening, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Mufadale, let me please give me permission to speak, no?
Okay, okay.
Okay, so I mean, I have been listening you carefully. I mean, I like to hear you, no, because you have you speak from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking from the heart also means that probably you pass through very quickly regarding potential deals, potential relations. I understand that you are trying to fund all your projects, but when you deal with somebody, not only Sakata from Japan, you are dealing also with Pierre, with Michael, you are dealing with Tito, you are dealing with Doctor from the Emirates, you are dealing with Kevin Cody. Okay, so but something that I try to tell you about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I lost the connection now. Cody mentions that you have failed. No, I mean he says that to me. I don't know if he says that to you, but I need to understand if, for example, when you, I mean, the things that you want to do, because sometimes with your permission, I have asked you that, and probably the reply that I am getting from you, it's not exactly a reply regarding how, I mean, if this is going to be for the short term or for the medium term or for the long term. So my proposition to you is, if possible, I'm asking with respect to you, if you can concrete, because this is a planning, we are planning business, no?
Right.
We are also, you are planning also social projects, you are planning a strategy worldwide, you are talking about the 7 billion people in the world, etc.
Right.
So you are talking about the gold, the other products, the TTR, the blockchain technology, and all the quality life and climate smart food, etc. All at the same time. Sometimes I wonder. Of course, you are a professor, you are a scientist, as you describe yourself. You are very well connected with other people like you. But talking business means to do things, no? To do things in a different way, probably, in a different way. And I appreciate that you are using me. I appreciate that. I have seen that you are putting my name in a document, in another document, etc. I like that. I do not know exactly if that's going to have a result, no, because it's like a long jump. No, this is like going to Olympic Games. So, but my intention with you is clear. I want to know, for example, if we can have strong projects as the one we are going to talk now. For example, you mentioned this UBS, I don't know, from Swiss, or this is, I don't know if this is the offer from Mr. Daniel Cho, no? Or we are going to have the small steps. For example, one small step was to find not only the $1 million for Sakata, but a $3 million money, resources, cash, in order to purchase 50 kilos every 2 or 3 days and earn some money. So if we make a wheel, no, it's you talk about the wheel, no, the wheel of your project. If we make a wheel to buy and sell, and we with $3 million, we earn, let's say, for example, $200,000.
Right.
So you think for a moment, $200,000 profit every week. No, that's a lot of money. No, so we can share.
Exactly.
That's the idea that I want to give you, because if nothing happens, I mean, I am talking. I mean, I listen. I can be. I don't know exactly your age. I hope that you have less than my age, but anyway, I mean, I can be, say, a good disciple, no, of you, because you talk really very gently. But the point is, if we continue like this, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, all the people, for example, like Sakata and Cody and other people probably will uh, move apart from you because you are dedicated to your stuff and they are dedicated to business. So your social projects and their business that are their personal entrepreneurship, earning money, doing this and that, etc. There is a distance between what they do and what you want. So that's my explanation to you.
Okay.
Of course, I need money, as anybody, but
Mhm.
I understand your way of trying to gather, no, one person like the person from, for example, Mr. Tar from Liberia, or no, he's a very nice guy, no, very intelligent. For by the way, no, the things he writes, no.
Mhm.
Also, other people, no, like Mr. Sele from France. I have seen him. He's a totally black guy, but he seems smart. Or like Pierre, no, Pierre is probably brilliant. So
Mhm.
that's the people that you know, and I am very glad to know them as well. So my point with you is, I think that you have to have a part of your brain and all your heart, your brain, and your complete, say, being, your complete being, you have to dedicate some time to think that things have to happen now and now in the future. And when I say this, is for example, you are talking, people will buy the TT bar. And let me say something about that. For example, I do not feel myself probably very comfortable to be, say, a seller of the TT bars. I am not probably the best candidate for that. Why I say this? Because in order to sell something, you have to have that before, and we do not have. Although you are thinking probably beyond, no, you're thinking beyond. You are thinking that the goal is there, yeah, but that goal does not belong to us, to you, to Sam's, to TQLMA yet. So in order to sell something, you have to have the ownership first. And really, I believe that if I will speak, for example, with Pierre, and I did, and he asked me, Guillermo, are you selling gold? And my reply was, because he saw my name probably, as you have sent the document, no? My reply was, no, no, no. The one that is selling gold is Mr. Sakata in Japan. So that was before you told me, that you were going to include my name. But anyway, I mean, the point is, in order to sell something like Sakata, because Sakata does not own the gold, you know that perfectly. You have told me that, and that's true. So if you want your people to sell the bars, the TT bars, I wonder how are we going to accomplish that? Because that's a strong thing that you are thinking to receive money selling this, but that in my opinion, in my personal opinion, probably that's not going to happen. No, and that's the idea that I have, no, that I share with you. So if we do not focus on doing things that can happen as a business, I don't know, Mufagal. So because I do not know everything, no, I am telling you this so that you can have my thoughts. No, that's it. I am not complaining. I'm giving to you my thoughts. Okay,
Good.
that's it.
Now, can I speak?
Oh, sure, of course.
Okay. So the realities of life is this. Okay. And I think you have got about 40 years plus experience. Okay. In doing business with your age and everything. I have a small, my major experience was as a scientist and engineer. Spent about,
Mm-hmm.
40 years over there. Last 5 years, okay, since I started this company, okay, this journey of Sam's TQLMA Global, or the TQLMA journey, started 5 years ago, okay, when I decided that I'm not going to be working for anybody else, but I will start my own business. Okay, so I
Right.
learned business, okay, learned all kind of, experiences were there in learning business. Business is an everyday learning experience, okay. So I learned that, okay, and then I looked at, obviously, if you are an engineer, so you do the analysis, and currently you have done the analysis based on the realities, okay. And the reality of doing business is, I'm talking about the conventional reality of doing business is that you need to have money, okay. You need
That's
to have
correct.
money. You need to have
That's
money
correct.
to buy
Capital.
the product, okay, buy the product cost effectively, and then sell it to the end consumer, right? So generally
Right.
the businesses are done like you buy the product in wholesale, all right, and you sell it in retail, right, to the end
That's
consumer,
correct.
and the consumer should be delighted, okay, and at the end of the day we are making profits, okay. So that is the definition of a conventional business, okay. The thing which we are bringing in, okay, as a scientist, as an engineer, as a virtual products, okay, these are all virtual products, right? My wisdom is a virtual product, your wisdom is a virtual product. People cannot add a price to it, right? So these are the kind of assets which we have bought into the system, like invention of photo IBS, all right, like invention of Wheel of Life Farm School. All these things are real things, okay. They are not hypothetical, and we have made lot of investment, okay, in developing these things. So that's where we put our money in as a scientist and engineer, okay. And as an entrepreneur, these are the people, these scientists and engineers are not conventional scientists and engineers. They are innovative people and they are entrepreneurs, okay. So Kevin, I'm not talking about Kevin, but I mean Paul, or Dr. Paul Olivier is an entrepreneur, although he's a scientist and an engineer, okay. Kane Telford, the inventor of Photo IBS, is an entrepreneur, although he's a very innovative scientist and an engineer also. I am a scientist and an engineer, and this is a kind of a group we made, okay. Energy University professor, a real university with all the real people, okay. So these are the people who have developed something which will change the world, okay, because that's what we do. We develop new things, new ideas, new concepts, okay. Now I learned business because from science and engineering I became a professor of a business school, okay. I became a professor of a business school. It was an institute of business management where I was establishing an industrial engineering and management department, and obviously all the students over there were business students. So I learned business from there, from my students basically, okay. What the situation is, what are the conventional way of doing business, how everything works. And this is a current crisis, but there was another crisis before this where everything crashed down, and economic crisis has been coming. And then we found out the root cause of those economic crises. All the MBAs and all the professionals got fired at that time, and my students developed a concept of coming out of it, okay. So this, all of those investment has been made. The global executive MBA in climate smart entrepreneurship didn't come out of the thin air, it got developed, okay. So now idea was simply, and why I resigned as a professor from this university, because it's very comfortable to be in a university campus and give lecture and talk about all good things in life. Okay, but
Yeah,
actually
it's a good life. Yes,
it's a good life, and you can talk about good things of life, but the criticism was, Guillermo, that okay, Doc, your lectures are good, you take us to heavens, okay, but when we come out of your classroom, we see hell everyone around us. Nothing is what you are talking about is not doable. All right, so this is all like not practicable. It's not practical. Okay, you cannot do it. We cannot have an ideal life. Okay, so we see everything around us is like hell, okay, when we come out of the classroom. So I said, well, I mean, this is a valid criticism, and we are experiencing that hell all around us. So I said, okay, now the education has to go to the real world. It has to come out of it. So this TQLMA, which was an association, Total Quality Life Maintenance Association, got converted into the TQLMA company. So now it's a business. Okay, we consider this as a business, and we apply all the things which we have learned to really prove to the world that the business of this kind is possible, where there is no boss, no employee, everybody is an associate. A good model for that is Toyota. Okay, when everybody works like an associate, and a CEO and the sweeper is treated very, very honorably and with dignity. Okay, so these models I learned as a professor, because when the student asks a difficult question, you have to really be prepared. So I learned all these model, Western model, Japanese model, how the Chinese system works. So that allowed me to look at economics and business, okay, from an engineering perspective. I was an engineer, I was a scientist, so obviously those are the built-in traits in me. So I started analyzing the whole thing. And then obviously, engineers are people, not scientists, but engineers are people who are problem solvers. They solve the problems, okay, or which the real world faces. So then we arrived at we invested all our efforts in solving the problem. Okay, we solved the problem. Now, to answer your questions, about how this blockchain TT bar, which is an innovative product which we have developed, okay, can be sold very easily by everybody. Okay, now you look at the supply chain, value chain. Okay, we are transforming the value chain of gold into a supply chain based on our experience in Africa. This is the personal experience. Okay, I've been there in Africa. I've seen the gold miners and I've worked with them. All right. So now, based on all that experiences, okay, we are in a position to enhance the quality of life of those gold miners also out there in Africa, where all the gold and diamond comes from. Okay, Mr. Kevin Cody is will confirm all these statements that okay, most of the gold and diamond which they buy from Ghana, and they buy from Freetown. Okay, they have their business established over there. They buy it from there. Okay, and then they bring it to Dubai. They do the value addition. Okay, and then they sell it. That's their business. So now, as a supplier of bullion, and why I became, like I told you this, that Mitsubishi Gold, since I became a mandate to sell it, okay, I got in touch with all these people. Okay, they like me. They consider me as an honest man, maybe not a very efficient business person, but they trust me. Okay, I never lie. I do everything honestly. Okay, and that's a key trait of a business. Okay, the businessman, a true businessman, should never lie. Okay, should always speak the truth. All right. So when we started doing these transactions of Mitsubishi bullion in tons, these big people whom we are talking about, who are our exit buyers today, and you know them. Okay, we have developed a nice model for us. Okay, in terms of the LOI which we presented, and we say, okay, these are the exit buyers. Dr. Mufaddal, Guillermo doesn't have the money. Okay, but Dr. Dr. Mufaddal and Guillermo are facilitators to make sure that we understand the buyer very well, because you have to understand the buyer in order to sell anything, and to understand the requirement of the seller. And there is a risk associated with every business transaction. So our role is to eliminate or minimize the risk. Okay. So the risk is minimized. Both the seller and now buyer are satisfied that there is no risk associated with it. And as a facilitator, our role is to optimize the profits of both the buyer and the seller. Then they are all happy. Okay. And then we earn the money through our facilitation role, which is termed as, either commission or facilitation fee, okay, of concluding the transaction successfully. To give you a good example, the president of Philippines, ex-president of Philippines, Marcos, right? Marcos was his name, right?
Yeah.
He was a lawyer.
Marcos, yes.
He was a lawyer. Before he became the president, he was a lawyer. Okay. And he fought a case of this gold ownership between two parties. Huge people. Okay. They were fighting a case that, they are the owner of the gold and he's the owner of the gold. Anyway, it was a huge quantity of bullion. Okay. And he fought the case and he won the case. And his facilitation fee was certain percentage of the gold. Okay.
30%?
Certain percent of the gold. He decided that, okay, I'm going to charge 10% of the value of the bullion as my facilitation fee.
Okay.
I exactly don't know what the percentage was, but he was a facilitator like us. He won the case. Okay. And after winning the case, since he agreed with the person whom he won the case, that, okay, it was like 100 tons or 1,000 tons, or I don't remember the exact quantity of the gold, but actually he won the case and he became all of a sudden from an ordinary professional lawyer as a richest man, because all that gold came to him. He became the owner of the gold, and then he became the president of the country. Okay, with that wealth.
Yeah.
He earned that wealth based on his professional abilities. Okay, this is a gold business. I'm talking about gold and bullion since we are talking about gold business here. Okay.
Right.
So that is a case study of President Marcos. Okay. How he became the president, with the business and with the professional service. He was not a businessman. He was a professional lawyer. He won the case and, he was rewarded. So that's what, his compensation was. So currently our role is, professional role, okay, as a facilitator between the buyer and a seller, okay, of all the transactions which is being offered to us. 7,000 metric ton offered by Dr. Chen. These are all the powerful people, okay? They are all scientists and engineers, and they are the people who are not going to be, cheating us or lying with us. Okay, the team I have. Dr. Chen is that kind of a professional, okay, and based in Austria, okay. Dr. Gerald is based in Canada. He's a PhD in law, okay. So these are the professionals we are working with, okay. And then we are now, enabling all the startup entrepreneurs or all the other facilitators who are actually working with us, and they said, okay, with this new model, everybody needs our services because everybody needs economic vibrancy. Everybody needs, climate smart food. And both of these businesses of gold and climate smart food are considered to be benchmark business. Okay. It's a respectable, reputable business. Okay. Both of them. Because if you look at the food industries, okay, today, leading food industry people, today in the world, they are all very, very successful people. Okay, Walmart, and we are talking about Procter & Gamble, and we are talking about Pepsi, and all these guys. They are doing conventional food business, but food has got a lot of profits, huge profits, and I know internally how much profit we make. okay, in a food business, right? When we add the value, when we get the wheat and give you a bread, there's a huge profits. And 100%, when I talk about 100% profit, that's a minimum, small number. It's actually higher than 100%, okay? So that is the model. And everything which we are talking about today, and this is I'm talking about based on a very detailed discussion on the same topic which you just highlighted. I was discussing this with Dr. Chen and, our, this gentleman, our facilitator who introduced me to Dr. Chen, Tito. Okay.
Tito, yeah.
Yeah, Tito. And Tito has really sent this American, the other 7,000 metric ton deal also. He also came up with this 7,000 metric ton available in Tokyo. So since we are dealing with everything in Tokyo, and Mr. Sakata can really play a great role as our associate and a partner in evaluating all of these things. Because, we have a reputation in Japan, right? With Mr. Sakata in our team. That, okay, nobody can come and say, okay, we cannot do business. We cannot do business with a Pakistani or a Peruvian guy. But if a person is there, like Mr. Sakata in Japan, they won't have any issues in doing business with him. Okay, in terms of guarantees and in terms of everything. So now, the bottom line model which we are talking about is, okay, gold sellers, gold miners, SMEs, okay, farmers, all these people are business people. They're doing business, right? And currently, all the businesses are having a severe kind of survival problem. Okay? I'm talking about small businesses. And all governments of the world today is trying to help the businesses out, because the economy runs because of these businesses. If these businesses collapse, then the economy of the country collapses. Okay, so that was the whole model. We are seeing it every day, and we are appreciating, leadership of, this Madame Angela Merkel and the French ex-PM, who actually developed this $500 billion grant contract for SMEs. That's an incentive which is being offered to SMEs. Okay, now similar kind of incentive packages are being offered in USA also. So USA and Europe are the economic drivers, right? And obviously, China is playing a major role also over there, and Russia is playing the major role. But if we are talking about a Western world, okay, these are the kind of incentives they are offering it to us now. Okay, now we look at it as a consultant. Okay, we are professional, we are consultants, right? So we want to help all these SMEs out so that this money which is available to them gets in their hand. It's a service, right, which we provide as a consultant. So we are helping them out. Okay. Now, with that picture in mind, that say about $1.5 trillion is available in USA and Canada to SMEs, small businesses. Okay. And as a professional, we can help those small businesses out. Okay. We can help them out. We simply say, okay, forget about gold now and forget about blockchain gold. We can simply say, okay, if you participate in our project of Wheel of Life Farm School, food project, which is a need of everybody. Okay. Your profit will be something like, we are making 100% profit in this business. The business plan is already there because it has been developed. The design has been completed. So now when we execute this project, the profit is 100%, and the 72% of the profit, we are actually distributing it to all the people who participate with us in the project. Okay. So that way, that's a stand-alone business plan, which everybody can evaluate. Everybody can, look into it and say, okay, I would like to enjoy the, Sam's, this climate smart food myself. And I would like to, if we are in a business of selling the organic climate smart food at an affordable price, then everybody will definitely love to buy it. And that's a business which everybody needs, and we should be participating in it. So our main business is what? Climate smart food and the immunity boosting treatment for COVID-19. Because that everybody is now in this risk of dying. Okay, anybody can catch this virus, and this virus, plays its game, for a couple of weeks, and people end up in a ventilator and, in a morgue.
Yeah, they can die.
That's happening, right? That is happening in South and North America both. In North America, it is rising, again. And again, it's like, they are in the worst shape than when it started in China. Okay, now. So that's, all of those people need our help, because, we of this solution of isolation, contact tracing, isolation, and the treatment. Okay, so we are providing a comprehensive solution to the COVID-19 families and to everybody, because everybody is at the risk of catching this virus. So if we isolate these, COVID-19 people from the urban area into our farms, then all the other people can be saved. So that is our main project. Okay? If you are running a project of this dimension, then since we are in the gold business, so we say, okay, if we do this in euro and dollars and in conventional currencies, which is not stable, so it's not a good idea doing it. And as a businessman, we want to optimize our profits. So now what we are saying is this, okay, that if everyone, gold miners, gold sellers, SMEs, all our business associates are interested in enhancing their profitability of 2019 or before the COVID-19 world by 10%, they can join us. Again, nobody would say no to it, because every business wants to make more money, right? And every business needs the services of engineer Guillermo and engineer Dr. Mufaddal Mirza. And they cannot afford to hire engineer Guillermo and Dr. Mufaddal Mirza. Okay, so now they are getting our services without hiring us. Okay, so we are providing them that service. And what we are saying is this, okay, blockchain gold, why I like this concept? Because this is not my concept. Some other people have just developed it. Okay, Icon is a good example. I'll give you the name of the company, Icon in UK. They are also the gold buyer. Okay, they buy the gold, they secure it in the secure warehouses, and they've issued blockchain products of their own. Okay, it's a 1 gram bar and a 1 kilogram bar. And the whole technology has been developed by them. So he was my LinkedIn associate, the owner of the company. He knows me very well. Okay. And he then, I wrote to him an email and I told him that, are you interested in maintaining 2 billion e-wallets for me? That was a one-liner I wrote. Okay. And he comes back with a reply and explains me the complete business model which they have developed, a detailed business model. Okay, this is what we have developed, and this is a better way of doing business without banks. So the inventor of that business or the blockchain gold is not me. I have not invented it. Inventor is Icon. So that's the first company in the world today who is currently selling. You can buy the Icon products today. Go to their, and I think I shared the presentation also with you. And if not, I can share it again. So that Icon model was the model which was already developed. And like I mentioned to you, that if somebody invents a wheel and that wheel is available to you, you make that wheel more efficient. So that's what I did. So I took the Icon model, okay, and I said, okay, I am going to add more value to this. Okay, by taking this Icon model not to the owner of the $50,000 who can afford to buy 1 kilogram bar and invest in Icon and get a small amount of profit, to the masses. So the lower end product of the same Icon product, my lower end product is a TT bar, which is only $5,000, 10 times less. And this People's Pure Gold Coin, because we are renaming this now. Okay, our PGC is known as People's Pure Gold Coin. So that is only €1. So now everybody can afford this. And the beauty of the blockchain technology is this, that the seller is very, very comfortable, okay, in making money without really moving the gold from his warehouse. The gold stays in the Mitsubishi warehouse, okay, or in the Hong Kong warehouse where the gold is now, okay. So it stays there. So the seller is secure because the gold is with him, with him or her, you know, the owner of the gold. Now, only thing what happens is that we also open up the account, like in our case, you know, in this Mitsubishi situation, you know, this buyer, I mean, the seller also has an account in Mitsubishi. Okay, we are selling Mitsubishi gold. So now what we are talking about is we also set up our account in Mitsubishi Bank. So the whole transaction becomes ledger to ledger. Whatever blockchain gold which we are selling, based on the contract which we are signing with the gold seller, okay, the money comes into our account, in the Mitsubishi account, okay, currently is in HNT World account, our company, in you know, HSBC Hong Kong, again a very reputed bank. So it comes into our account, and then the ledger to ledger payment will happen to the seller, okay, and ownership of the gold will be transferred to us. So now the contract allows us, because it's an official contract which we have signed with the seller, okay, the legal, I'm talking about the legal process now, okay. We have signed an official contract with the seller on agreed terms and conditions, and we say, okay, the gold will stay in your warehouse, we will be selling our blockchain product, money is going to be coming into our account, okay, and then once the amount of money is there for whatever quantity, minimum quantity or the total quantity, the only thing which is getting transferred is the ownership. The gold stays there, it doesn't move, okay. And with Mr. Kevin Cody also, the gold will stay there. He considers, you know, storing the gold in Mitsubishi warehouse as a very safe place as compared to Dubai. Okay, so he doesn't have any problems in storing the gold again over there. But simply after he makes the payment, he verifies the gold, he makes the payment, and I think you have streamlined the whole process for him. That, you know, after all the process is completed, you know, he makes the payment and the ownership gets transferred. So that is real gold, not blockchain gold. That is a real gold which we are selling to Mr. Kevin Cody. Okay, and so ownership got transferred. Gold will probably stay there in Mitsubishi warehouse. Okay, our case is also like that. Gold stays there, okay, in the seller's vault. Okay, and then based on the contract which we have signed with Mr. Sakata and with you know, this new person, the SPA is being developed for 7,000 metric tons, and all these transactions which we are looking at, we already signed a contract with the Thailand bullion, okay, which was introduced by Dr. Gerald, and Dr. Gerald is a lawyer. So based on the contract we have signed, you know, we are selling the gold. So it's a legal thing. We are not saying that I'm saying something hypothetical. Okay, Mufaddal Mirza doesn't own anything and he's just selling it. Okay, so you don't really need to own it. Our partner owns the gold. The seller is our partner now. Okay, we have signed a contract. So he owns the gold and we are selling that gold, and then money is coming into our account, and the money will be transferred into the seller's account according to the contract, and the ownership will be transferred to us. The gold will still remain there in the same secure warehouse, so it's not be getting moved. And it is beneficial for everybody. Now I'm talking about big players also, because every big buyer of gold, today I'm selling 300 kilogram to my partner in, you know, in USA. He just told me that, Mufaddal, I've got 3 kilogram to sell. I said, well, I mean, you've got a lot of gold to sell, not 300 kilograms, sell 300 metric ton, you know. So you have the gold available and you sell it. So I send him the SPA and he's filling it out, and he says, okay, I've got the 300 kilogram buyer with me right away, ready to buy. Because now these people whom I worked with, okay, these are the people who are my associates who are interested in doing the COVID-19 projects with me. Gold became their business. They were not in the gold business before. Now gold became their business. So now what this guy is going to do, Patrick, you know, who is our associate over there, I said, well, I mean, your 0.5% of the, you know, facilitator fee is yours. Okay, when you sell the 300 kilogram gold. I send them the SPA, signed, and your signature is there, because I told everybody that now Guillermo is looking at gold business. I'm not, because I'm focusing on my food business. So I'm using your signature there, and you are a director of HNT World Limited. And yesterday I told them officially to Dr. Chen also that all the gold transactions will be evaluated and concluded by Mr. Guillermo, because he is a gold business expert. Okay. And he is also a director of HNT World Limited and a signatory. So he's going to be signing all the documents and everything, okay, from now on. So Mufaddal Mirza doesn't have to spend time doing the documentation and all that stuff, so I don't want to spend my time doing it, so I can focus on my projects, okay, of building my Wheel of Life farm schools and what I'm good at doing. So based on that, now people are feeling very comfortable with us. That, okay, Mufaddal is probably not an expert businessman. He's a scientist and an engineer, but he has started this, journey of a unique, new type of innovative entrepreneurship, okay, model, and he's training the students in that entrepreneurship. And that's my role as a professor, right? So I train all the people, and then the business partner Guillermo, who is an expert in the gold and petroleum trading, is looking at the business, looking after the TQLMA group business. So what happened was, when I mentioned that yesterday we had a very long discussion with Dr. Chen and Tito on the same topic about 7,000 metric ton, Tokyo UBS gold. Okay. So I told them that, okay, Guillermo knows how to complete all the transaction. He will understand all the process when you talk to him in 2 minutes, whereby you have to spend 1 hour explaining me everything, because I don't understand all the nitty gritty of the contracts and everything, So I need to understand before I say yes or no to it. Okay. And it has to follow my 2-step, 3-step process. Okay. Yesterday, that guy, Jens, okay, I offered that gold to him. Jens Krabs, Bullion 99. And he said, well, I know all the Japanese, sellers, and I've already sent an LOI to them directly. So, I don't need to, produce another LOI. So I said, well, has the LOI been signed? He said, not yet. So I said, if you need my help in getting that LOI signed, we will sign it. Okay, but the contract is there. You have signed a contract. You have given me the LOI of 5% net. Based on that LOI, you are my exit buyer. Okay, like TradeCo. Okay, so the same LOI which you prepared for TradeCo, I changed the name to Bullion 99. Okay, it was very simple to do, and I sent the LOI to them. So now they are familiar. No, now they are very familiar with the term exit buyer.
Yeah, but
a very powerful term.
Yeah, Mufaddal, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, if you are putting all these moving, for example, one thing that I really need for this, I mean, I need to see, is the money flowing, so that the money comes to you, comes to us, comes to me, because
obviously. Now there are two ways of doing it.
If there's no money, you mentioned that.
No, money. I already explained to you. There are two ways of money, two kinds of money. Okay, two kinds of money. You go to your bank account today, pull out a statement, and you say, okay, I've got $100 in my account. That is one money. Correct? If you go to Bill Gates' account, probably he's not keeping anything in the bank. He says, okay, I have got 1,000 metric ton of gold. That's his money, because he buys gold. He keeps his money in gold. Okay, no billionaire keeps his money in the bank. They don't do that, because they know the secret behind their money depleting in the banks. Their money gets melted, okay, in the bank. So that is a problem. All right. So we need to now really understand this, and our process and what we are trying to do is, like I explained before, that there is two ways of financing all these projects, which I tried to do through bridge financing, and that option is still open and available to us. So while the bridge financiers are working towards providing the finance, I have not locked them out. Okay, they are like our investors, you know, and when they come in and you know they will get the return. Okay, we are offering them very good return also. So the bridge financiers are working. Okay, so that is going on in parallel. Now our product sales effort is also going on in parallel. Like I said that, you know, I have buyers ready in Dubai. We are simply signing the contracts. 300 kilogram, I just send the SPA. Patrick is going to sign the contract. They like our discounts and everything. There is no argument about discounts, okay? And there is no argument about providing this facility of, you know, keeping the gold in the warehouse so they don't have the warehouse cost. They don't have the shipping cost. And everybody in the world trusts, you know, refinery like Mitsubishi and metal ore. So they love that, okay, their gold is lying in a very safe and secure place, and the ownership document is with us when we pay the money. And anytime they need that gold back, they can sell that gold anywhere they want to, because now they own the gold. And we will also facilitate in helping them sell the gold, since they are owner of the gold now. Okay, so the ownership got transferred from the previous seller to the new seller. Okay, so our money which we are making is basically, money is already there, so we are not wasting time. So the contract has been signed, the money has been there, and in the contract, like I said, you know, in the contract when we sign, we buy the time. Okay, because that's what the SPA says.
Okay.
Right?
Sure. Let me give you a hint also. For example, but you finish. You were talking about the SPA, so please finish. You were talking about the SPA. Money is coming. You were saying?
Yeah, money will come into our account, right? HNT World Limited account. There's the account number given there over there.
Okay.
And once we sell the gold, the money is going to come there, right?
Right. Let me give you, for example, what I was thinking. No, meanwhile, we have been talking every day or every 2 days, whatever.
Right.
Okay, we have been sharing.
Right.
Mails,
I think we are making a lot of progress.
Yeah, sure. You said, I mean, you mentioned, no? Okay, I will send to Mr. Sakata 1.2, 1 million, 3 million, or whatever he needs.
Yeah, because Mr. Sakata cannot move
but
without that 1 million, right? He needs that 1 million.
Of course, no. At least he cannot do nothing without the 3 million.
I know.
That are
for
50
so 1 million
kilos.
or 3 million is the prerequisite of Mr. Sakata.
No, 1 million is like a performance bond. 1 million, so that he feels it's a. I mean, we are trusting on you.
I don't consider that. No. I mean, 1 million can conclude the Kevin Cody's contract of 21 metric ton.
Yeah, probably that can help, but it was more likely like we are trusting on you, Mr. Sakata. That's the 1 million. The 3 million he can work out the transaction. But what I was thinking when you were saying that Mufadal is okay. If Mufadal is going to do that, probably some of that money. Let's say, for example, the $45 million for phase 1 in Vietnam,
right?
Some of that money can come to Guillermo, no, because he's a director, so he can have one part of 100, 1%. He can have one part of something else, no, but he will have a part because he's going to dedicate time and time to this, no. He will fly, be there, etc. Okay. So that was my appreciation, Mufadal. So really, I mean, you understand that I do not need, and there's no need to tell you that many of the many things that I speak with between Sakata, he feels same as you. He feels comfortable with me, and he says, Guillermo, you do not have to tell this to Mufadal. This is between you and me. You understand, no?
Correct. I agree. Okay. I agree. These are confidential things, you know, and definitely you
speak
when you speak your heart out. When you speak your heart out,
freely.
Then, you know,
he speaks freely about you, and he comments with me, and probably he says Mufadal is not with the feet on the ground. I mean, that's like among the most soft thing to comment with you. You are not with the feet on the ground, and you do not have the money. I mean, those two things, okay? But the point here is people like Sakata,
Mhm.
and like anybody else, including
Mhm.
Cody,
Okay.
they need to believe on you once you have the check on your hands, Mufadal.
Yeah.
I'm speaking. I'm telling you this seriously, no, because I have been speaking with Cody also, and he said
Right.
that he said in simple words, I know Mufadal for 18 months, 1 year and a half, and he has failed, and he has failed, and he has failed. I mean, he mentioned that. I mean, so and what about the Korean guy that had the money? I mean, and that was the proof of funds. And I said, yeah, but that's not working. And then and you knew that I said no. I mean, we do not have a bridge financier, but the one person that said that was not me. It was Cody. Cody was mentioning that. I mean,
Okay. So I
openly, no,
think
because
you know that very well, and Mr.
yeah,
Kevin
I know.
Cody. No, no. Mr. Kevin Cody also knows very well, and that Mufaddal is not a billionaire.
Yeah, he
Mufaddal,
knows.
no,
He knows,
Mufaddal
and he
is
told
no, no.
me.
If
Yeah.
Mufaddal is a billionaire, I would definitely would have taken care of his $50 million situation, and I spent my own money. Okay, I spent my
Right,
own
of
money
course.
in
Yeah,
Dubai.
you don't
No, in
you don't
Dubai,
need
I
somebody.
don't need
You will not
anybody
need
else. Okay,
Cody. Yeah,
I don't need
sure, of
anybody
course.
else. Okay, so now
Right, right.
Mr. Kevin Cody also knows, and that's why he's working with me patiently, is Mufaddal is an honest man. He's a capable man, okay? And he's trying to mobilize everybody, okay? And getting money for, risky business like gold
Mm-hmm.
is not easy. Actually, getting money for food is very easy because people know that everybody needs to eat food, okay?
Yeah,
So
right.
that is easy. But getting money for, like my Nairobi experience, okay, because I'm getting money to do for my food project, but I'm not getting money for the
Right.
gold project because it is a risky business, okay? And very few people
Mm-hmm.
can do that business. It's not everybody's ball game.
Uh-huh.
All right. So now
Right.
Mr. Kevin Cody knows that, and he knows my strength, that okay, I have contacts in now, so solid, reliable contacts in ECOWAS, where he gets the gold. So I can provide him that service also. And I am simply, trying to help his bottom line, basically. If he's getting some
Mm-hmm.
service at a higher cost, I will provide that service to him at a lower cost. Okay, now we have agreed on the contract. I've shared the contract for, with Mr. Kasim. I have also arranged the finance, okay, from some other buyers. Okay, and that document, which we call bank comfort letter, was given to us. Kasim
Okay.
took the comfort letter to the bank, to his bank, Mitsui Bank, or Osaka, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Comfort letter is fine. He said, okay, the comfort letter is good. Okay, but now
And
we need a DCL.
yeah, why? I mean, why not you give me that BCL, for example? Why not? I
No,
mean,
I gave you the problem
Kasim.
with that. No, I can get you this.
No, no,
I
no,
don't.
no. I don't. I do not have that BCL.
No, no,
I
I will.
don't.
I will share that with you. But the situation is that when we did the due diligence on that bank comfort letter, Thomas did it actually. My USA buyer, because he also wants to buy the Mitsubishi Gold. So I said, you guys are a banking expert. Can you use this bank comfort letter? For from this buyer, which I have. He's I think probably from a Greek or someplace else. That buyer. I will share that
Mm-hmm.
letter with you. Okay, so you can also
Yeah,
evaluate
so,
that.
but the
So
letter was not good. That
that
was
bank
not
comfort
good.
letter was not valid basically. And some
Not valid.
when they did the
Okay.
due diligence, they say it's a fake letter.
Mhm.
Okay, not
Fake.
so
Okay.
these are the problems with it. Okay, so there was
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
with
yeah. Of
it.
course.
So obviously that thing got finished because it was not right, and I have removed that person from my system because he was trying to
Mm-hmm.
cheat us. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm reporting that those people, to the authorities and everybody. And I said, okay, we don't want to deal with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that
Okay.
way, actually the bank comfort letter was also given, and we knew that bank comfort letter is also not good enough. So now we need to do something like, DCL. That was the requirement of Brother Kasim, documented letter of
Yeah.
credit. But now
Mm-hmm.
the current requirement from these 10,000 metric ton deal which we have from this Daniel, The buyer is only looking for MT199. Okay.
Okay.
MT199. Just the proof of fund is there. MT199 is available for the first tranche, which was 5 metric ton now. Previously, it was 10 metric ton, right? So now the first tranche is 5 metric ton. The 5 metric ton means that, okay, all the contract has been finalized. They like everything I sent them. And now Daniel is waiting for Mufaddal. As soon as you send me the MT199 of $250 million, the seller will be happy and this gold is yours. Then you decide how you want to, purchase the balance quantity according to the SPA. Okay, at your comfort. So we agree on the terms and conditions there of future deliveries. 5 metric ton will be your goal based on the MT199, and we move forward. So that is $250 million, which we need to produce. And I said, well, we are in the process of doing it. Okay, as soon as that money is there, I need to produce $300 million also to show to the Thailand guy. So the amount which is required by us now is how much? $300 million to close the 10,000 metric ton transaction, to close the 2,000 metric ton transaction of Thailand, which you are aware of. And I'm not sure what kind of minimum quantity. I think 10 metric ton is also the quantity in the 7,000 metric ton transaction of UBS. So basically it's like, 5 to 10 metric ton kind of money is needed. Okay. From $250 million to $500 million. Okay. So now I am simply, how many tons of gold is 10 metric ton, right? So now I told my people, Pierre, don't talk about selling 10,000 metric ton to big man like Michael. Okay. Don't sell it to 10,000 metric ton to them. You tell him that, okay, if you want to perform with 5 metric ton, 10 metric ton. Okay. You sell him just 10 metric ton as a first tranche. So the money is here. Okay. Money is in our account and the ownership will be transferred.
One question for that. At what price are you proposing the sale? At 5 net?
No. The prices of 1 ton is 3%. I think the SPA suggests that, right?
Yeah, you send that, but okay, the
so
price
different.
for
And
one is
maximum
3.
is maximum is 5% net.
5.
And if
maximum.
the quantity
Okay.
is less, then it's 4% net. So I think what we can do is this: we can decide on this now, right? Okay. If the quantity is large, 200 plus metric ton, we will give 5% net. If the quantity is less than 200 metric ton, is 7 metric ton and above, we will give them 4% net. And then if the quantity is below 200 metric ton, we will give them 3% net. So that's how we should keep it, and the TT bars are available at 2% net.
Sure.
So every gold has an option of being blockchain or normal. So option is there.
My opinion initially is to do the first thing that you have said. Now the physical gold, because we need to move the wheel. No, we need to move. The blockchain is for the people. What we are selling, that is the real gold.
Real world gold. Real world
real
and real
gold is for the trading
now
people.
It's a simple, the process is very simple. Okay, I tell you this also, Guillermo, the challenge is up to us also, right? We are the leaders here. No, we are the leaders here, right? Although I am behind selling all the gold which people are selling on my part. Okay, I'm negotiating with all the sellers and all the buyers also. Yesterday I had a meeting with a buyer who wants to give me 10 million barrels of crude oil. Okay, he's a big crude oil player. He understands blockchain technology also, and he wants to barter the crude oil with gold. Yesterday I had a meeting with him. His name is Masood in Dubai. Okay. So yesterday I had a detailed meeting with him. I explained him the whole process. He likes it. He's going to meet Dr. Gadir, and he is also a trader of petroleum. He buys and sells petroleum. Okay. So now, and everybody is interested in transacting in gold. They don't mind transacting in gold. It's a sign a contract of, the petroleum with me. Okay. And you pay me in gold because you get the money from your, from your buyer. Okay. And then you pay me in gold. I will love to accept the, in your currency. I will do everything,
Okay.
which needs to be there. So I will sign a contract with you and I'll buy your gold. And gold, I have to not give him at a discount, because discount is his profit, right? Because I'm giving that at a discount anyways to him also. But he's looking for payment in gold instead of euro or dollar for the petroleum. And this lady
Okay,
from
but
Canada,
he has petroleum, no?
yeah, he has petroleum
So
product with him. So we sell the petroleum,
okay.
and he will, we pay him in gold. He's ready. He says, just let me know what kind of petroleum you need from me. I'm ready to provide you any product, finished fuel or crude. Okay, I will provide you that, and then you pay me in gold. I will accept that in gold. There's no problem at all.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
that's a development. Okay.
You right.
So that was a
You ask him.
positive development. So that is moving
Sure.
forward. Okay. I mean, he's going to be meeting Dr. Gadir probably, today's Friday. So tomorrow when Dubai opens, he will meet Dr. Gadir and discuss the whole proposal of petroleum. Okay, with him.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Mufaddal, but remember, no, what we are talking, we are saying that the money have to come to the account. So
of course, it's going to come
that's
to the
like,
account. Of course, it's come to our account, right? It has to come to our account.
Right.
When we sell petroleum product, the money is going to come to our account because we are selling the petroleum product, right? So the money has to come to our account, either in terms of the DLC, SBLC, or whatever form, right? So that the document is available to us. Whatever is the worth of 500 million.
This person that you are speaking, Masood, how is the protocol with him? I mean, are you going to develop the deal, or what are you going to do?
I sent him the SPA. I mean, I sent him the SPA of gold, petroleum barter. He likes it, and he wanted to discuss more about it. So he says, Mufaddal, I am ready to sell you the petroleum products, okay, to you.
Okay, but tell him that I need the 1 million barrels of JPA1,
yeah,
or
we'll get it.
Jet Fuel A1 or JP54 in Rotterdam.
Right. He will get you that.
An invitation as an unconditional deep test. You listen to this. It's unconditional, no conditions, deep test.
Okay.
Or an SGS report. That will be better.
Okay.
Or better both. No, the SGS report first.
Okay.
And an unconditional deep test. If he can give you that, What
I will do is, Guillermo, I will put him in our petroleum expert group, or give you his contact, and he's ready.
No. Mufaddal, don't put his name on that group. There's too many.
No, I will give you his contact, so you can deal directly on petroleum with him. So he is a confidential transaction between you and him.
Sure, of course.
Okay. Sure. So I will give his contact to you, and you can discuss, and I will introduce you that you are a petroleum buyer, and you want this quantity, and send me your details, about that. So I will forward it to him, and then you guys can communicate.
But listen carefully to this, Mufaddal, because this is the key point. Okay. This is like the thing of visiting the warehouse of the gold, or moving the gold to Metalor.
Okay.
If I speak with this person, Masood, I'm going to ask him something that very little people give.
Good. So that's what I am asking. Test. That's a test of Masood.
I mean, maybe he will say no.
Doesn't matter. But if he is able to do it, he will say yes. He's a very straightforward man.
Okay? No. But you can talk with him. I mean, really.
Sure.
I mean,
no. I don't need to. I don't need to.
Yeah, you can tell him, listen, Guillermo is asking for something.
Yeah.
That it's this is like the example that you were telling me. Right. 1 plus 1 is not 2, it's 11, or 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 111. So what I need is to verify that he has the product.
Okay.
Verify. Good. And then I call the person that.
Yes, send me the requirement. I'll forward it to him, and I'll facilitate the transaction. Because I just yesterday had a discussion with him, and he says, Mufaddal, whenever you are ready, and if you have a petroleum product to buy, come to me, send me the your requirement, and I will satisfy you.
that's what I am telling to you. I will
Good,
send you a mail saying what I need, and
good.
that's it. No.
I will forward it to him, and we are moving to the next step.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
And well,
petroleum bullion barter. We can conclude the deal, and that will help us. And I think that's about it. So what we should do is now I think we should move forward with concluding these outstanding transactions. Okay,
right.
and and then
There is
get the
there is an additional story about Mr. Sakata. Listen to this. This is the story. He meet the guys. He was going to meet. I think today. I have not called him, but maybe
okay,
tomorrow I will find out, because he met somebody that was like the secretary,
okay.
and today, Thursday in Japan. That now in Japan is Friday,
Japan is Friday, yeah.
same as you.
Okay.
Yeah, in Japan is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to meet with Thursday, so that's one day before. He was going to meet with the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys, they said, okay, who is your buyer? Aurora. Okay, Aurora is the buyer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
here is Aurora has a bank account in this important bank of the Emirates called Masrek
Mashreq
Bank.
Bank, yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Masrek, yeah. And this is a very important bank. It's owned by the royals of
Mm-hmm.
the Emirates. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we can check. Okay, you have not presented a proof of funds,
Mm-hmm.
but we will check the account, no,
Mm-hmm.
of Aurora, and we will find out if they have 500 million or whatever money they can have there.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and we will let you know. But if they do not have money,
Mm-hmm.
if they don't,
Mm-hmm.
we cannot make a transaction, no?
Right.
So, I mean, really, Mr. Sakata has arranged everything more or less
Okay.
like Cody can purchase, okay?
Good.
But
Wonderful.
at some moment, Mr. Sakata said, listen, Guillermo, if I produce this situation, I would need from Cody, a proof of funds, no? Because
Right.
you understand, no? I mean,
Right. And that is our role.
my
Cody is not going to
my
give
neck,
proof of
no?
fund.
Yeah, right.
No,
So
Cody is not
I
going to
mean,
give proof
how?
of fund. You can
No,
do the
I
due
know.
diligence.
No, no. I told Sakata the following. Listen, Akira. If you want a proof of funds from the American guy, Cody,
Mm-hmm.
this will take time, and the deal will take 1 month, 2 months. I mean, it will not happen. I mean,
No, it
you
will not
understand,
happen.
no? I mean,
No, it will not happen.
it will not happen, no. So this is like how do you say? This is like a deadlock, no? A deadlock.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean, it's
deadlock
something
which
that
we
is,
are trying to actually remove.
yeah,
And whenever
right.
the proof of fund situation comes to us, whoever is the seller, okay, and the seller requires
Yeah.
proof of fund, and do not trust metal ore or do not trust Brinks and all the strength of Aurora. Another way of doing it is this, okay. Every good seller, okay, every good seller will do the due diligence of Tradeco Inc. and Aurora. And
Mhm.
Mitsubishi has done the due diligence also. Because if they reject anybody, they have rejected some other buyers from Dubai, after doing the due diligence. So we
Yeah,
know
well,
that.
the deal will be done, but with Aurora, then they have
Yeah,
a name and
they
a
have a name,
position.
right?
Tradeco is like a more. Tradeco is a company that does not appears. It's not. I mean, it's not in show business. So, not. I mean, probably only the experts know that company. But
No,
so
no, they
Aurora,
are very
yes,
serious
Aurora
people.
has.
Aurora has a reputation. We definitely,
Yeah.
their financial partner basically is Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
Tradeco is a company owned by, Kevin. Obviously, he's a CEO of Tradeco
Mm-hmm.
also. And Tradeco projects, okay, in Ghana and Tradeco projects in Africa is being financed by
Mm-hmm.
the same person, okay, the owner of Aurora, okay.
Okay.
So they have the same financial partner and they are also in the board of directors of both the companies.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Cody cannot really move forward without the alignment of the owners of the company.
Sure, I'm sure of that. Right.
So our job now
that's
is
the
this.
story.
Yeah, our job now is to really, whenever somebody asks for proof of fund, we facilitate that, and that is, I think, the only hold up in concluding the transaction. We know that Kevin Cody is a very reasonable man. Okay, he stands by his commitment, and Jens is also standing by his commitment of 5% net. The only person who changed the commitment was Klaus, the owner of the company Help, or the CEO of the company Help, in Switzerland. His mode is now different. He says, Mufaddal, not interested in 5% discount anymore. My process is one-liner, okay? One-liner process. I don't sign contracts. Wholesaling is very, very easy. And the process is very simple. If you can give me 12.9 discount, then, and the owner has an account in Loomis or Brinks, okay, they transport the gold to Switzerland airport, pre-zone, in their account in Loomis or Brinks, and then they give us a depository confirmation letter that on this particular date, the gold will be in the secure warehouse of Loomis. Come and assay the gold. So based on that depository confirmation letter, they go to the warehouse. That's where they do all the business, and they assay the gold with their team, and they make the payment in MT 372, they call it, or whatever. In 1 hour, the payment is transferred. A very fast transfer of payment, and the gold ownership gets transferred and the deal gets concluded. So that is their very straightforward process. And in that contract of 7,000 metric ton, it was a UBS contract, and they were talking about video conferencing between Tokyo and Frankfurt or Zurich. And, they, both of them came back and said, Jens as well as Klaus, that, our process is very straightforward. Mufaddal, we don't do any changes in our process because it has been working for us for years. And that's an efficient way of doing gold trading. And, we have been doing it for years, and we will not change it. So we don't like documents. We don't like to give proof of fund to anybody. It's a zero risk business for the seller, the real seller who owns the gold, and the real seller.
But that's difficult, huh? To move
No, the real
gold
seller. No, it's easy. Real seller. He says his argument was very good. He says, Mufaddal, real seller will have an account with Brinks or Loomis. It's not easy to get the Brinks and Loomis account, okay? They do all the due diligence of the company before the account of Brinks and Loomis is issued. And I've gone through the process of getting the Loomis account for my company in Africa, TradeX Sourcing Limited, and they rejected it because they said, okay, it doesn't conform to our requirements, You are operating from home and you don't have an office and stuff like that, okay? That was the reason after doing the due diligence. So they rejected actually our account. And because that's what we were trying to do, to ship the gold through Loomis from Africa to his warehouse and, to get the payment done. But anyways, I mean, the same gold, actually, it was a Mitsubishi gold, Kasim's gold, which I was trying to sell because Kasim didn't have an account with, Brinks or Loomis. So we said, okay, my company will operate the account, but our account was rejected, and all these people were helping us out, Klaus and the the CEO of Help, both of them were helping us out to get the Loomis account, but we were not able to get it because, our African company was rejected. So now their process is very straightforward. I like the process because the gold gets shipped, okay, from Tokyo to the warehouse, okay, of Loomis in the seller's account. Okay, the ownership remains with the seller. Okay, and they'll come to the Loomis warehouse. They will assay the gold and they will make the payment, MT103. That's their process. And if any seller is agreeable to that process, we can start with 100 metric ton, 200 metric ton. Is a kind of the quantity they like to see. They don't like smaller quantities.
Yeah, but as you know, that's not the procedure of Daniel Cho.
No, that's not the procedure of Daniel, and that's where we are facilitating the process.
Mm-hmm.
And there he's saying that we'll do everything for you. We will do everything for you once you show me $250 million, in your account, and get the 5 metric ton. After you get the 5 metric ton, then we will use Brinks, Loomis, whatever you want to do. It's your goal. You move to wherever you want to move to. Really doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, so they are agreeing to our terms, because once we get the ownership of the gold, then it is up to us to do whatever we want to do with the gold. Okay?
Yeah, of course, Mufadal.
So that is the agreement with Daniel Cho also. But Daniel Cho's requirement is he's anxiously waiting for it. He says, Mufaddal, please, send me just 5 metric ton now, because I've reduced it from 10 to 5. So it's easier for you to raise $250 million. And as soon as you have that arranged, we are moving forward with this transaction, and then you can sell to anybody you want to, whoever is your exit buyer. The gold is yours.
Right, but I mean, we need some friend, Mufadal. We need a friend that have the resources, no?
Yeah, we are doing that. I've got a lot of friends and resources available now, and we want to see that amount coming to our account, HNT World Limited, to move forward, or to Mr. Sakata's account in Japan. It doesn't matter. It's our account also.
Right.
Okay. And if you want to use, since you are signing on our contract also of the blockchain gold, you can actually remove HNT World Limited account. And if you wish to put Mr. Sakata's account there is no problem, because Mr. Sakata needs that $1 million transferred into his account. Okay. So we can put
I mean, at the moment, for example, this account that it's in Hong Kong, you have access to that account, or is your...
No, Sattar Hakim has the access to the account, and once he enrolls us as once we go to physically Hong Kong, he will enroll you and me as a director and signatory in the account, and then we operate the account. The account is this. He operates the account. He's a signatory today.
Yeah, but he's not going to go to Hong Kong soon, no?
No, he can go anytime we invite him to come to. I need to send him the money to go to Hong Kong.
Okay.
Whenever the Hong Kong opens, I just need to send him. I bought his company 72% share of his company for $53,000, and he only needs $5,300 to relocate from LA to Hong Kong and set up everything. And the balance can be paid after that. So that's our company in that way. We have signed the contract. The contract has been signed, and he's just waiting for us to give the green signal. He's a USA citizen. He can travel back and forth without any issue. And he says, Mufaddal, I'm ready to travel as soon as 5,300 hits the HNT World Limited account. Okay, so he's ready to go. We can send him the money in LA, or we can put the money in HNT World Limited account. He can access both of them, So he prefers doing it in HNT World Limited account, because that will be a payment we have made, to acquire a 72% share in his company. That's an official payment we are making, right? So he prefers money coming to HNT World Limited account. Okay, so that is the situation.
We have things to do.
These are a number of things to do, and I think all of those things are dependent now on performance of the bridge financiers. So I'm not saying no to any bridge financiers. If they perform, then the money will come to us. We will reward them for their investment, and not investment actually, but just showing the money. Bridge finance means showing the money. We are not investing that money, right? So that's showing the money, right? That the money is there in the account, and the transaction gets completed. Kevin Cody makes the payment. We get the commission, and we have our own money in our account, after that. So that is
and once that happens, we can activate some other people, no?
Like there's no issue. I mean, this offer can be made to anybody now, because we are not asking any help from anybody. We are simply telling them that we will reward you with the profit which you have not made in the past. They are enhancing their profit by 10%, right? With whatever money they have. So they, when the people who trust you, okay, I mean, if Mr. Sakata definitely trusts you, okay, and I'm sure Mr. Sakata has the money because he is buying a $5 million home over there, you know, in Tokyo. So he has the money. So it's a matter of, I think, trust, whether he wants to move forward with the transaction or not, and you are actually working with him. So I'm not making any comments on his behalf.
No, but that's no, that
no.
That's,
what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. Tell me something, okay? Tell me something today. How many customers do Mr. Sakata has? Or how many people who has $1,000 or, you know, $5,000 in their pocket to buy 1TT bar Mr. Sakata knows? Can you give me a number? Based on his popularity in Japan.
Well, probably he has 1,000 friends.
1,000 friends, right? So 1,000 friends
right.
are there, and you are putting some money in the 1,000 friends pocket, guaranteed, because the gold transaction is being done by Mr. Sakata. He knows how much money he's going to put in his friend's pocket. So 5,000 friends, 5,000 in, the money is there. It's very simple. I mean, he can make the money with his own resources. Okay? They are facilitating the whole process.
That's a kind of, you know that it's difficult. I mean,
no. Nothing is difficult. Nothing is difficult if the person like you and me are doing decides to move forward. If he likes to be a spectator, you know, seeing two of the players, you and me, to perform, okay, then obviously he's a spectator. He's not part of the team. He's not playing the game with us. We are playing the game.
No.
Okay, so we are playing the game, and we are playing the game to win. I don't play game to lose. Okay, I don't like losing. Okay, I like to win. I've won a lot of things in the past, and I would like to win here also in the business. And, you know, show it to the world that doing the business legally and ethically, you make more money. That's a target.
Right. I know.
Okay.
One issue, Mufadal, before finishing. What happened with this friend of Pierre, this person called Michael? I mean, you mentioned that he was going to consider. I mean, what happened?
Michael Gooseby, I got a feedback yesterday from Pierre, you know, in Skype, that Mufaddal, Michael is very slow. He's in quarantine. Okay. And he's not replying to my messages to give me the answer about his UK buyer. And he's not also giving me the contact of the UK buyer. So I consider that to be, you know, we should not be wasting time with him. So that was his comment.
Okay.
So I said, okay, no problem. I mean, we are not making that much money with Michael, you know, because we are offering him very good discount. But, you know, we will make more money by selling our blockchain gold, you know, and petroleum. So he likes the idea. He says, okay, I'm not going to waste time with them. And new buyers are being lined up by him. You know, there is another buyer of gold, and that lady is from China. And she is asking, when can we meet in Hong Kong to close the deal? Ledger to ledger in HSBC. So I said, well, if the Hong Kong opens and becomes stable, we can meet in Hong Kong.
But why she wants to go to Hong Kong? He can meet you in Pakistan, or she's afraid?
Because she prefers, she's Chinese, and since we have an account in HSBC Hong Kong, she's asking to physically meet in HSBC, you know, bank, and we do ledger to ledger.
With you or with the bank?
No, with us. Obviously, we are the seller.
With us.
We are the seller, right?
Right.
So he will, you know, we will give them the POP, and she's going to transfer the money, and we conclude the transaction. So I told Pierre yesterday that, well, this is a COVID-19 time, and we don't want to, you know, end up in the quarantine, stuff like that. You know, like in Thailand, it is quarantine 14 days, and Hong Kong probably is very similar. So we don't want to end up in quarantine, so we can do the Zoom conference and, you know, conclude the transaction. She signs the SPA and everything. And then our bank officers will also become part of the Zoom. and we conclude the deal in a Zoom meeting. So he said, okay, I will check with her, and if that is possible, we will do it. So that is the positive news. Okay, she's ready to buy. And this gentleman, Masood, is ready to sell petroleum and get the money in gold. Okay, so those are the two positive things which has happened since yesterday. And that's it. And my team, this guy, Daniel's partner in Canada, is also very, very working hard to sell, 10 metric ton gold, so that we can have $500 million of our own to show Daniel and move forward with the 10,000 metric ton deal, because we are making a lot of money there, in the commission.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so he's working over there.
Mufadal.
So all these things are happening, and let's conclude and make our Friday very, very promising. You take a good night rest, and I have already started Friday here, and we are moving forward. Okay, and we want to really give this final message to everybody. Doing business, gold business with us is zero risk for everybody, and we are putting 5% more profit into everybody's account, versus what they made in 2019. That's our guarantee when they work with us. Okay, ledger to ledger, fantastic. Blockchain gold, right? So that's a conclusion, because blockchain gold allows you to do the business cost effectively with zero bank cost and shipping cost, and simply the ownership gets transferred and gold is yours in your e-wallet or smart card, and you are you can travel the world and spend it or use it for doing business. Gold is gold. Gold is better than any other bank account or bank guarantees.
Sure, of course.
Okay, so everybody would love that. Clear. It will be official certificate of ownership. All those documentation and contracts has been developed by Icon. We can simply duplicate that kind of a model, and it will be officially and legally owned by all our blockchain buyers. Okay, so that process is there, and we should move forward with delighting everybody. Okay.
Okay.
So enjoy the good night sleep.
Mufadal.
Yeah, enjoy the good night sleep.
Thank you very much.
We check back again. I think this is a good time to probably get the update done. Comfortable time, early morning here and late evening there, so we can update ourselves. And if there is no urgent matter, then this is the meeting time we will have around 8 p.m.
Sure.
8 a.m. Pakistan time.
Yeah, no problem, Mufadal. It's okay.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Have a nice day. Take care.
Good night. Okay. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good evening. Good morning. Bye bye.
Good morning here. blessed Friday morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah, fantastic.
Right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.